Hi everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is that you're celebrating. I'm so happy that you're here with me tonight. I know it's such a busy, chaotic, pretty overwhelming time of year, so just taking some time out to stretch and to chill out is such an important thing to do. So we're gonna do about a 20-25 minute yoga tonight. Pretty restorative, everyone's welcome, it's all level. And but as always, you just want to make sure that you honor and protect your body. You know, if you got a back problem, you got a hip problem, you got a shoulder problem, whatever it is, make sure that you listen to your body and you just really honor what the messages are that your body's sending you. So we're going to start with just some neck shoulder stuff because that's where we carry a lot of tension. So you can sit up on some pillows if you want to, or just sit straight on the floor. And just cross your legs and rest your hands down onto your knees. So we're just going to do a couple of shoulder rolls to begin with. So you're going to pull your shoulders up to your ears. You're going to take a deep breath in, and then you're going to exhale, pull your shoulders back and down. And just do that a few times on your own. So inhale, pull your shoulders up, back, and away from your ears. Let's do that 3 more times. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Do that 2 more times with your breath. Inhale. And exhale, 1 more time, deep breath in, pull your shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, pull them back and down. And let's just stretch out the neck a little bit. So just drop your right ear to your right shoulder, and just let your ear drop down so that you're creating a little space through the side of the neck here, a little good stretch through the side of the neck. Again, we carry so much tension there. Take a deep breath in and out through your nose, and as you exhale, just let the weight of your head drop to the side. And let's do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, lift the head back to center, and then exhale, drop the other ear to your shoulder, and just get that nice stretch to the side of your neck. Just let the weight of your head be heavy, creating a little bit of space through the side of your neck. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring it all the way back to center. And with your hands down on your knees, we're gonna do a little circle stir. So in a seated position, you're just gonna roll forward, and then roll to one side and back. So it's the full moon tonight. And in fact, I think it peaks at 7:05, which is probably like right now. So, you know, the full moon can have an effect on us as well. And just doing these easy stretches and trying to calm the mind and slow down is really helpful to kind of reduce the chances of something sort of crazy happening. Let's go ahead and reverse and do the same thing other direction. So stir it around, just go the biggest circle that you can so that you really feel a nice stretch through your low back, and you're just loosening up your hips and your low back as you circle to the side. So let's do that a few more times. Circle around and back, and how about 1 more time? So circle around and back. And I just love how that feels in my back and my hips, so I hope you did too. We're gonna go ahead and come into a kneeling position. So you can go ahead and come up to your hands and your knees, and your hands are gonna be right underneath your shoulders, and your knees will be right underneath your hips. So we're in a tabletop position. We're just gonna do those circles again, but in a kneeling position. So you're gonna rock to one side so that your hip comes back towards your heel, and then circle around so that the weight comes into your hands. So you circle back and around. Okay, so make the biggest circle that you can, so you're just opening up your shoulders and your hips here at the same time. Let's do 1 more in this direction. So big circle around, back to your heels, and then weight comes into your hands. Go ahead and do the same thing other direction. So circle back and around, up through center to the side, big circle. So we're gonna do a variation of the moon salutations tonight, mostly because I wanted to do something a little bit more restorative tonight, a little easier, a little gentler for us. So we'll be working a little bit of balance and a little bit of strength with the balance, but for the most part, we're gonna be doing restorative stretches. Okay, come to center, let's do cat-cow. So with your hands under your shoulders, knees under hips, you'll inhale, tilt your tailbone up to the ceiling, open your chest forward, pull your chin away from your chest, that's your breath in. And as you exhale, you'll press your palms into the mat, bring your chin to your chest, and press your spine up to the ceiling. So inhale, ribcage drops to the floor, chest opens, chin away from the chest, tailbone lifts. Exhale, pressing around. Really stretching out the low back. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhale to open the heart, tilt the tailbone up, and then exhale, flex the spine, hollow the belly, and push through the hands. So coming back for a neutral spine, let's do thread the needle stretch. This is just a great stretch for the back of the shoulder where we carry a lot of tension. You'll take your right hand and stretch it straight out to the side, and then it's gonna thread underneath the left arm. So you're gonna put the right side of your face on the mat and like your right ear on the mat. And you can push through your left hand a little bit and lean back into your right shoulder. So you get a nice stretch through your upper middle back. And then if you want to, you can take your left hand and stretch it up to the ceiling, reach it behind your back if that's an option for you, if that's available. And then you can grab on the top of your right thigh with your left hand. And let's take 2 more breaths there. So really try to breathe into your upper middle back as you twist the spine. Let's go ahead and come out of that. So you're going to push through your left hand, come all the way back up to a kneeling position, and let's switch sides. So inhale, left arm out to the side, and then thread the left arm underneath the right, put the left side of your face on the mat, and then same thing, you can push through the right hand, lean back a little bit. The right hand can then come to the ceiling if you like, and then behind your back, grabbing onto the top of your left thigh if you can. And if that's not within your reach, like certainly don't stress about it. That's not what we're here for. Just do what feels good for you. Let's take 1 more nice deep breath. And let's go ahead and come out of it. So push through your right hand and come all the way back up to a kneeling position. Go ahead and have a seat. So those were just a few little stretches to get us started. And I want to go ahead and have us do a little bit of breathing and to set an intention for our practice. So with your legs crossed comfortably, again, sitting up on pillows if that's more comfortable in your hips or your low back, your hands can rest down onto your knees or turn the palms to face up and bring the thumb and the index finger together to touch. So go ahead and close your eyes for a minute and just enjoy this, the feeling of being still and just sitting quietly with your shoulders relaxing from your ears and your eyes softly closed, and any tension that you're holding in your jaw or your neck, just soften all of that. So with a couple deep breaths in and out through your nose, let's go ahead and set an intention of peace or joy for your practice tonight. And go ahead and contemplate a couple things that bring you a sense of peace or a sense of joy, either during the holiday season or at any time. So just take a moment to check in with that. Again, long, slow, deep inhales. And long exhales. Slowing down and just enjoying the sense of stillness. And 1 more deep breath in. And all the way out. Go ahead and open your eyes and then come back into a kneeling position. So we're going to sit into child's pose from here. So you can go ahead and set your hips back onto your heels and let your forehead drop to the mat. So again, we're working on being still because it's a very busy season. So we want to do a lot of longer holds and really settle into the stretch in child's pose. So the knees can be out nice and wide, and your hands are going to stretch really far forward as you melt your chest down onto the floor. And then go ahead and shift forward onto your hands and knees, and let's step the right foot up and through the hands. So if you don't have a carpeted floor like I do, you can roll your mat up or slide a towel underneath your back knee if it feels a little sensitive for you. And then go ahead and support with your hands onto your thighs to lift up your chest. So you want, just like mountain pose, you want your ears, shoulders, and hips in one line here in this lunge, and we're opening up the hip flexor here on this back leg. You can take your left hand and stretch it straight to the ceiling, grab onto your left wrist with your right hand, and then just get a little bit of a side stretch with this. So this is just such a great stretch for your hip flexor. It should feel really good for the sides of your ribs. You want to take a couple breaths here, in and out through your nose. And just try to laterally flex the spine a little bit more as you exhale. Nice job. Come back to center as you inhale, and then bring your hands down on either side of your front foot, and we're going to do runner's lunge next, which is my favorite hamstring stretch. You're going to pull your hips back, and you can have your fingertips lifted up or plugging your fingertips into the floor. Tilt your tailbone way up behind you, pull your chest forward, and then soften your elbows a little bit, bringing your chin towards your chest and lengthening out the back of your neck. So a couple little subtle adjustments here. If you think about cat and cow that we did earlier, pulling your hips back and opening your heart forward will make the hamstring lengthen out a little bit more, so you can give that a try. Taking one more breath, and as you exhale, see if you can soften your elbows and relax a little bit deeper into the stretch. Taking one more breath here. And then go ahead and shift forward. We're going to take this right leg and extend it straight out behind you now into a spinal balance. So the right leg's going to be straight back, and then you're going to reach the left arm straight forward. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. You want to take a deep breath in, flex through the back heel, pull the belly button in, and then keeping the right leg lifted up, you're just going to go ahead and release the left hand down, and we're going to pivot to the side. So you're going to kind of kickstand the left foot out behind you so that you can pivot to the side in a modified side plank. Or this is our modified version of balancing half moon tonight, a little bit more restorative. So you want to reach in 4 directions from the crown of the head to the heel and out through the fingertips into the palm that's beneath you. And then you can either stay right here. If you want a little bit of a quad stretch, you can go ahead and reach back, grab the top of your foot into your hand, and kick the top of your foot into your hand and lift the chest a little bit up to the ceiling. Let's take one more breath here, get that good stretch through the whole front of the chest and shoulder into the quad and hip flexor. And then releasing back into spinal balance. So the left hand will reach straight forward and the right foot will reach straight back. And then the left hand can come down and you'll step your right foot back and forward in between your hands. So we're back in this lunge position. And we're going to add on a pyramid stretch next. So you're going to take a little half step forward with your left foot and fold in half in a pyramid stretch. So pyramid is a hamstring stretch. I'll turn to the side so you can see. You want to pull back with your right hip and then fold out over your right leg, bringing your nose towards your knee. This is such a great hamstring stretch. You want to soften your elbows. You can actually have your hands on your shin as well, and you can feel free to bend that right knee as much as you need to. Relax your neck completely for one more breath. You want to shift the weight then into your right foot. So you're going to lift your left foot up from the floor and then bring your left foot by your right foot so you're lining up your toes. We're going to come halfway up. So halfway lift, hands to shins, belly in, shoulders pull back. Get a big reach from the crown of your head out through your tailbone. And then as you exhale, round your spine, fold yourself in half, bring your chin to your chest. We're going to come up to standing, so you can bend your knees, place your hands to your thighs, give yourself some support on the way up, and then take a deep breath in as you reach your arms all the way out and up, sun breath. Coming into mountain pose, your hands will be down by your side, and we're going to do tree pose, of course, to honor our Christmas tree. So you're going to reach, shift your weight into your right foot, reach down, grab the top of your left foot with your left hand, and either put your foot above your knee on your inner thigh or below your knee on your calf. Okay, so either way, whatever feels comfortable for you. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center, and if you lose your balance, again, we are not here to stress or be perfect. In fact, the Christmas season in general is very much yang energy, so very energized and, you know, a lot of things going on. But what we're working on tonight is creating yin energy, more restorative, more introspective. So no judgment, in other words. Take one more breath in tree. And then release the left foot down. Take a deep breath in as you reach your arms all the way out and up. Create lots of space in your body. And then make your way to child's pose. So right knee back to the mat, left knee back to the mat. Sit your hips back onto your heels. Restorative child's pose. So that just means the hands are going to be back by the feet with the palms facing up. So with your hands back by your feet and your palms facing up, just really soften your elbows, soften your shoulders, and take the deepest, biggest breath in you can all the way up through the back of your body. Take one more breath. Exhale completely. And then go ahead and shift forward onto your hands and your knees, and we'll get that whole sequence on the left side. So you can step your left foot up and through your hands. Bring your hands to your thigh and support yourself up to a kneeling position, and remember that alignment, so ears, shoulders, hips. And then reaching your arms all the way out and up, you can grab onto your right wrist with your left hand and stretch to the side. So you get that lateral stretch through the hip flexor and through the ribs. Take a couple breaths here, just creating a little space to the side waist. Don't force it. And then go ahead and come back to center. Bring your hands on either side of your front foot, and then pull your hips back for that runner's lunge. So as you pull your hips back towards your right heel, you're straightening your left leg, but you don't need to straighten it all the way. It doesn't matter. As long as you're feeling a stretch of the hamstring, that's what's important. Let's take a couple breaths here, and as you exhale, see if you can soften your elbows a little bit more, relax your neck, relax any tension that you're holding in your jaw. Take one more deep breath in and out through the nose. And then go ahead and shift your weight forward, and then your left foot's gonna go straight back for that spinal balance. So I'll turn to the side again, left leg straight back, kick through the heel, make sure your hips are level, and then right arm straight forward is spinal balance. Pull the belly button in, reach forward with your right hand and back through your left heel. And then keeping your left leg up, you're gonna put your right hand back down underneath your right shoulder. Pivot to the side, kickstand like your right toes behind you, and then we're in this modified version of our balancing half moon. So typically balancing half moon is a pretty challenging balance pose, but for tonight, let's keep it a little bit more restorative. We don't need more stress right now. If you want the option of getting that hip flexor quad stretch, you can reach back and grab the top of your left foot in your left hand. And then you kick your foot into your hand and rotate the chest a little bit up to the ceiling for a couple breaths. Really ground through the bottom hand and pull the belly button in, gently pressing the hips forward. Releasing back to spinal balance. So you're gonna turn your hips so that they're level to the mat. Left leg straight back, right arm straight forward, reaching forward and back. And then you can place your right hand back down and step your left foot up and through your hands. So we're back in this lunge position, and we're gonna do pyramid stretch next. So you can curl your right toes under and take a half step forward with your right foot, folding out over your left leg. So remember, you don't have to completely straighten this left leg. You wanna think about pulling back with your left hip a little bit, and your hands can certainly be on your left shin or all the way down to the floor if that's comfortable, but just make sure you're relaxing your neck completely. Take one more deep breath in and out through the nose. And then looking forward towards your left foot, shift your weight into your left foot so your right foot gets really light and floats up from the mat. Step your right foot up to meet your left foot. Halfway lift, hands to shins, belly button pulls in, shoulder blades pull back, deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale, round your spine, fold yourself in half, relax your neck completely. And then roll yourself slowly up to standing. Take a deep breath in, reaching up and out through your fingertips. Create space in your body. And then mountain pose, hands down by your side, so good posture. Let's do tree pose on the other leg. So shift your weight into your left foot. And again, right foot can be on the calf or all the way up on the thigh. So it's either above or below the knee. If you're wobbly, don't stress about it. If you have carpet, like I do, it definitely affects your balance, so it makes it a little bit harder. If you're on a hardwood floor, it makes it easier for you. Let's take a couple breaths here in tree pose, honoring our Christmas trees. Let's take another deep breath in and out through the nose. And exhale, put your foot back down. Take a huge breath in, bring in good calm energy, and then exhale, make your way to child's pose. So right knee back, left knee back, hips to heels, forehead to the mat, and again, bring your hands backwards towards your feet so that your palms are turned up and your thumbs are turned in. Take a couple breaths in child's pose. Try to breathe into the whole back of the body. And then go ahead and come up to sitting, and we're gonna lie down on our back. So we'll get a couple more easy stretches on our back. So go ahead and lie down. And we're gonna start with just an easy bridge pose. So with your knees bent and your feet flat, I always move my ponytail out of the way when I'm lying on the back here, because the ponytail bump can kind of affect the length of the alignment of your spine. So just move your ponytail out of your way so you can draw your chin a little to your chest. Fingertips are going to reach to your heels. Take a huge breath in, fill your belly with air. And then press your hips up to the ceiling
in bridge pose. And just make sure you're not looking at me, by the way. Turn your nose to face the ceiling. Reach your fingertips to your heels, ground your feet into the floor. Breathe into your belly so you may be able to see your belly rise and fall with your breath. Taking one more breath in bridge. And then go ahead and slowly roll your spine back onto the mat. And just pull your right knee into your chest and give it a big hug. We're going to do some stirs again, so that's sort of our theme for tonight. So with your right knee into your chest and your hands over your shin, you're just going to stir that right knee around in one direction. And just to get that hip mobility, just feels good. And then go ahead and do the same thing other direction. So just stir it around, knee to chest, big circle. Just such a good release for your low back. Let's do the same thing with a hamstring stretch. So take your right leg and extend it straight up to the ceiling. Reach behind your right thigh, grab onto your hamstring, and then just make a circle. So just make sure that your tailbone is anchored down onto the floor. So you don't want to be pulling your tailbone up from the floor as you make your circle. But this just hits a couple different angles of your hamstring. It should feel good. Same thing, other direction. So circle around. And you can make the circle like as small as like a dinner plate, or feel free to make it a little bit bigger if that feels good for you. Let's do one more in this direction. And then pull that right knee back to your chest. Go ahead and slide your left leg all the way out straight if it was still bent. And we're going to do a nice easy twist. So left hand's going to come across the right knee. Just twist your right knee down to the floor. I like to hook my toes behind, like my right toes are hooked behind my left knee. If that feels good for you, otherwise you can just bring the foot down all the way to the floor. So either way, we're all kind of put together a little different here. Right arm is straight out behind you, and you can turn your head so that you're looking over your right shoulder towards your right hand if that's okay on your neck. Let's take one more nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, we'll come back to center. Put your right foot on the floor, right foot flat, right knee bent. Pull your left knee into your chest, and let's do the stir on the other side. So just make a circle around one direction. Circle that knee. Again, just loosening up that hip should feel really good. And then same thing, other direction. Circle it around. Hug the thigh as close to the ribcage as you can as you make your circle. And let's go ahead and kick the left leg straight up to the ceiling. Get that same circle with your hamstring, so hands go underneath your left thigh. And circle around. So again, the size of like a dinner plate is kind of a good measure for this circle. But feel free to go a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, depending on how it feels for you. Go ahead and reverse direction. So circle it around. Good. And we'll go ahead and pull that knee back into the chest. Extend your right leg out straight if it was still bent. Pulling the left knee into the chest. Let's get a twist. Left hand across the right knee. Hooking the left toes behind your right knee. If that feels good for you, extend the left arm straight and look over your left shoulder. And your right knee might not get anywhere close to the floor, and that is okay. You're just releasing your low back and your chest and shoulder here. Let's take one more nice deep breath in and out through the nose. And then go ahead and bring it all the way back to center and put your feet flat on the mat, both knees bent. I want you to walk your feet out really wide and just let your knees knock together. And then rest your hands onto your belly. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, just allow tension again to melt from your shoulders. So what we're going to do with this next breathing exercise is we're going to breathe in for 4 counts. And we're going to breathe out for 8 counts. And that induces a relaxation response in the body and just allows us to really surrender. So let's go ahead and begin. So just take a breath in and out through your nose to prepare. And then we're breathing in for 4 counts. So breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep exhaling and relax. Just breathe normally. And you should already feel that relaxation settling into the body just with that one breath cycle. But let's do it one more time. So again, just take a breath to prepare. And then breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Relax your shoulders even more. Keep breathing out. Hold your exhale. And then just breathe normally. So if the breathing practice is new for you, it might be a little bit awkward, but it comes with practice just like anything. Let's go ahead and do a short Shavasana. So you're going to extend your legs out all the way straight. Bring your hands down by your side. Turn your palms to face up to the ceiling and relax your eyes closed. Give your legs a little shake out. So in this sort of chaotic, busy season, we're just taking a moment for stillness and surrendering. So let's take a couple breaths in and out through the nose again. Bring your awareness back to your breathing and reset your intention. So if your intention was peace or joy or whatever word resonates with you right now, go ahead and contemplate what that word means to you and start to think about things that bring you peace and bring you joy, what you can do more of, or maybe what you could do less of that disrupts your peace or your joy. So just take a few more seconds here in stillness. And feel free to stay here for as long as you like. But if you're ready to continue on with your evening, you can go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes and gently pull your knees back into your chest. And let's do one more knee stir with one hand on top of each kneecap. Circle your knees around in one direction. And then the other. And then make your way onto your right side. You're just going to be in a fetal position on one side. Just pause there for just a second. And then supporting with your hand that's out in front of you, come all the way back up to sitting. And just cross your legs and sit up really tall. And I just want to take a brief second to read to you a quote that I love about peace. And that is, peace does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise, trouble, or hard work. Peace is to be in the midst of all of those things and still be calm in your heart. So I am always working towards that. It's not always natural for me, but that is my intention. And I hope that you can carry a little bit of this peace and joy off of your yoga mat with you and into your holiday season. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, 20 to 30 minutes of yoga, just a mini practice, can make a huge difference. So if you stick around, I'll be back in a couple of minutes and we'll do a quick drawing for a couple of little prizes that I have for tonight. I thank you again so much. It's so awesome that you took 20-30 minutes out of your busy schedule to just stretch and to practice self-care. There's nothing more important than that. As I always say, you cannot give from an empty cup. So I appreciate again your energy tonight and your work, and I hope to see you all again soon. Have a great night.